What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back into Chase Games, and today we got some of the information for the banner that comes out tonight. This will probably be live at about 10:30 a.m. my time. So this is coming out at 11 p.m. my time. Again, that's New York time. So California, 8 p.m. Europe, it's going to be Saturday morning, noon Japanese Standard Time. Figure it out for yourself. But if you're going off the upload time, it's about 12 and a half hours from upload, okay? I will be live, be doing some polls. If there's no diamond sales and I don't like the rest of the event, it's probably just going to be the handful of diamonds that I have. I'll save that discussion for another video. But I will be live, tune in, and I won't be negative tonight. I'll save that for other videos. Hopefully, everybody's happy, though, because we need a good event. But all right, Gundam GP-02A EX. All right, he does have the nuke, boys and girls. All right, he's got his map weapon, the atomic bazooka. He's equipped with the first ever Power 6000 map weapon. Inflict tremendous damage with this high power, wide range map weapon. I'm interested in seeing what the range is on this. I think it wouldn't really make sense for it to be, a fan shape, like a V. Definitely doesn't make sense for it to be a straight line. I wonder if it's going to be maybe a 3x3 or 4x4 square, or if it could be maybe a square or diamond pattern that is ranged. That would probably be really OP. It could be a single square or something like that. Maybe it's just a 3x3 square. Hard to say, but we're going to find out soon. And these units do have increased damage dealt to enemies and acquire more boss challenge tickets in the Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory Part 1 story event. Alright, so it does look like it's going to be similar to Seed. So there's going to be bosses that you take on with tickets. So it had better have more content than Seed, but it looks like it will at least have similar parts. There will probably be a dev board to farm the free-to-play units. We've got free-to-play Full Vernier and Valo Walo, however that is. Alright, so this is GP-02A. Remember, he is a support. He's got a map attack. We don't know anything else yet. Now, being a support doesn't mean that he can't do good damage. The map attack should do decent do decent damage, but we're used to supports relying on debuff attacks. I would assume that he will have some. We don't know what categories he'll debuff, but maybe he's just about adding straight up damage. And on that note, Anaval Gato, the support pilot that he comes with, he does get the double support, which seemed like, for being a spotlight support unit, it seemed like he pretty much had to have double support. So he does. And on top of that, he's equipped with a character skill EN Charge Level 4, recovering 60% of energy on activation. I think that's very important for a support unit, because he could very easily be using 3 or 4 of his attacks every single turn. And with this skill, you really don't have to worry about your energy, I would say. Like, it'd be a pretty long battle. Most of the tough battles are 3 turns, I think. So you're not worrying about how many times you're using your EX skill with this attack. And if you do, it's pretty minimal. And that's assuming that he wants to use his EX attack for supports. We will find out. We do not know anything about GP-02A's attacks other than that he has the big map weapon. Alright. Now, the featured non-limited unit. So the GP-02A is limited. The supporter, we'll get to that in a minute. The supporter will be unlimited. So it will be featured on this banner, and then it will be in the general pool of all banners upcoming. Alright, so this is Char Zaku 2, Origin version. He has the Anti-Ship Rifle EX. Alright, so he's equipped with an EX weapon that deals more damage the higher his HP is. This is very similar to Zeta Gundam. And his attack is increased by 30% when HP is full. Now, this could be a small typo. He will also have the bonus to the event. Now, this could be just poorly worded, where it's a range. The more HP he has, the more attack he has. But the way it is written, he has it just looks like a flat 30% attack increase when his HP is full. And that does seem to make sense when we look at Char as well. So this is, it's an interesting unit. We have no idea what kind of damage he is. That's a weird thing, you know. With the way that they do the units in this game, the attack units, if they don't do high damage, they're really, like, what else are they doing? So, he better have high damage. But, I don't know, maybe that's too simple of a statement, but, you know, it's really, like, if he doesn't have second chance, I think they would tell us if we did. It doesn't look like he has second chance on the pilot, and, you know, it's just about having high HP, so he's going to have to do some good damage, I would imagine, but he's also the first attack-type non-featured, or non-spotlight unit we've gotten, so it's hard to say. I actually find Char more exciting, and it's for a fairly unexciting reason. Alright, so he has an EX ability that increases mobility by 15%, equipped with attack burst level 4, and increases damage dealt by 20% upon character skill. Okay, I couldn't remember. I thought that was actually bigger. So he gets attack burst. Okay, that's good. But he gets mobility plus 15%. I think that's going to just make him a very useful PvP unit. I think this is going to be something that you want to have in your toolkit. So one copy of Char's Zaku 2 comes with Char. I think it's going to be very important. I think he's going to be... It looks like he's going to be high mobility. And that's going to play along with his full HP attack bonus with the Zaku 2, because mobility does increase your dodge rate outside of PvP. In all content, it increases your dodge rate. And then in PvP, besides the dodge rate, mobility is very important. So this is a unit you can make sure that you go first, or you can speed up a slower unit to go with the rest of your team. I think this is going to be a pilot that is going to be very strategically valuable, even if not very exciting. That's my take on those two. So, yeah, I like Char better than the Zaku 2. The Zaku 2 seems like it's going to be pretty... Whatever, it'll be fine, I'm sure. GP-02, really no way to tell if it's going to be a great unit or not. But we also have another double support UR attacker. The EN recovery, the energy recovery is going to be great on any unit. So he's going to be a fantastic supporter. So I like the pilots a lot more than the suits. And lastly, we have Afar Sinifus. Sorry, let me see. Afar Sinifus and Albion. No idea if I said that correctly. So he is the test type leader skill. That's his tag. And it is a 25%. So once again, he is featured but non-limited. Okay, he's unlimited. So he will be available in the general pool after this. Once again, for people that haven't kept up, don't listen, etc. The premium unit assembly that we've had since launch, that banner will never change. So that's not the general pool. Okay, that's just the OG 14 and the OG 15 supporters. So that's not the general pool when I say general pool, because people like to correct. Actually, no, that's not the general pool. That's just a banner that will never change. Anyway, this and Char Zaku 2 will be in the general pool from this point. But let's look at the test type. So, all right. This is a lame tag right now. And when this banner comes out with these two new units, it will still be a very lame tag. And let's look at it. All right, so this is what we have in game right now. All right, so you're gonna have two new URs. Are there 4 URs on this tag right now? No, there's 2. It's just their support units. Or sorry, ultimate development units. So you've got Super Hyperion Gundam from Seed. He is good. And then Gundam Aquarius from Wing. I don't know if he's good. I mean, he's a support. He seemed fine. That's it for URs. A lot of you guys might not even have the 1 million version, let alone the 3 million that requires you taking down 2 expert battle roads. So I would imagine. So with it being test type, I guess they're gonna count Char Zaku 2 as a test type. It is the version from the Battle of Loom. Go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. I know that it wasn't. I think it was the first big battle with mobile suits, wasn't it? I'm guessing that's why they're going to count it as a test unit. It could be the first launch of Char Zaku 2, but he used it a lot. So, by the standard of test units here, that doesn't make it a test unit. So I think it's a bit of a stretch, and I think test type is going to be a very annoying tag. Because I think there's going to be a lot of units that you would argue, like, that's a test type unit, why isn't it a test type? You know, I mean, every Gundam is a test type, basically. So it looks like test types that have only been in one fight, maybe? But that, you know, that wouldn't include Char Zaku 2. Unless you count the fact that it was only in one battle in the Origin, I think. Was it only the Battle of Loom? I don't remember the Origin, and I watched it like 2 months ago. So anyway, even with those two new units in there, there's still only 4 URs. Now, there's a couple of decent SSRs, obviously, but I do believe there's a significant strength gap between SSRs and URs, so if you can't build a full team of URs, that is pretty disappointing. The last thing I'll say about this tag, though, is that it would... So it seems like we have a rival banner coming out first, and then assuming that Part 2 has its own banner that is Stardust Memory, it would be really weird for it not to be, but I'm done guessing, because I don't agree with a lot of things that are happening in game. I don't think they got big brains on this game. Sorry. But it would make sense to have the protagonist version, so a suit piloted by Koaraki, and then another Federation suit from any series. Which Koaraki suit, you know, whether it'll be Dendrobium Staben or just whatever the Dendrobium suit is called, or you know, the OG like the regular version of the GP-01, because I believe the GP-01, we got the full Bernier as an S2 or an SSR. Whatever. They'll give us some version of Koaraki. But as far as the other unit, it would make sense for it to be a test type if they just gave us a test type tag, which, say what you will, I'm going to say test type is a shit tag right now, and it's going to be a shit tag tonight. So it would make sense for something, for another test type tag unit to come with the, you know, the good guy banner that comes out in a week or two. So looking at what we have right now, I think G-Quux is out. And again, I don't even know why they count G-Quux as a test type, because it doesn't seem. Blue Destiny Unit 1, I'm not sure. Isn't that just from a video game? I don't think that would be it. But we do have the Alex and Camphor. All right. It would make sense for either of those. I could see Camphor. Well, Camphor is Federation, so could be Alex. Let me see. GP-00. I think that's a video game thing. Like a plant. Zero Shiki. Now, here's the thing. Zero Shiki is here, but why not? Why not the Hyaku Shiki? I know that got used a lot, but the Hyaku Shiki was notoriously a test unit, wasn't it? It's been a while since I watched Zeta, but like, it was like unfinished or something. I don't know what the deal with Zero Shiki is. That's a Generations suit, right? I don't know anything about Generations. It could be a Hyaku Shiki unit, though. Like I said, I do believe they're going to have inconsistent definition of what a test type unit is. Could be the Mark II, Mark III, or something. S Gundam, I don't recall what that is. What else do they have here? I don't know what these are. F90, Gundam Aquarius. No, that's the Ultimate Development. So really, none of these make sense to me. I think these are mostly Generation and video game units. So maybe the Blue Destiny, I think that would be bigger. But I think there's a good shot at Alex next week, or the Hyaku Shiki. When I say next week, I just mean the next banner. But I could be completely wrong. Like I said, in my opinion, a lot of the things they're doing aren't making a lot of sense. So I would... Definitely nobody should be making bets on the next banner. At least not big ones. And then in-game news, we did get a little bit about the event. Oh, sorry. We're getting new stages for Eternal Road. So, yeah, we're getting a protagonist and rivals tag only, hard and expert. So that's cool. Now, those are going to be much stronger teams. Protagonist is pretty much every good guy, and rivals is pretty much every bad guy. So, they won't fit under one good leader skill. Like, they won't have one good supporter. Rivals and Pro Tags only has an SR supporter that is very expensive to buy. But anyway, I would expect these Eternal Roads to be a bit harder because of the quality of the units you can bring. Basically, every UR is a protagonist or rival. So yeah, that's just more Eternal Roads. I don't know if they have the missions coming tonight. And then Stardust Memory. We went over this before. I don't think they added anything. But anyway, it does seem like it's going to be very similar to the Seed event. So that's it. That's a long enough video. Again, did I go over this before? I will be live at 11 p.m. tonight. That's 11 p.m. New York time. So that will be... This banner is going to go at 11 a.m. my time, the upload, about. So 12 hours from video upload. I'll be live. I'll be doing polls. I will save negative stuff for future videos. But I will say that if I'm not happy with this event, I don't know. Like, I definitely am not... I'm not going to be spending unless something makes me happy tonight. I'll put it that way. And if I'm not spending, I don't know about my future with this game, because I don't like being free to play. But that's a whole other video. But I will say that this game is in a state right now where I think it needs to impress us. But let me know what you guys think about that, okay? I'm disappointed right now. Let me know how you guys feel. But I am excited for tonight. I will be live, and I will be hyped tonight. Okay, I'll save the negativity for later. So come join me. Do some polls with me. Let's check out the new content. And then I'll whine about it tomorrow if I'm not happy. All right. Later, guys.